Agent Olson. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Got it. Let's go, Katie.
What is it, partner?
Death off a veteran, 26-year-old female.
Let's go.
Can you show us where your friend was found?
It keeps them even.
In and out. Could really go for one of those right now. And a cigarette.
What? Are you kidding me, Eric? That's like 5,000 calories. That's like enough for a horse. You'd have to do like 6 Bianca workouts for that to make up for it.
Allison, did Carson have any enemies? Any reason for anybody to do this?
I don't know. I mean, the last person she really pissed off was the In-N-Out drive-thru employee because she kept changing the number of cheese slices that she wanted on her double-double. In between classes, she would go outside to smoke to relieve her stress. And then after class, she would stop by Fat Sal's to pick up lunch and dinner.
That's a lot of Fat Sal's.
It was her favorite restaurant. I don't know if I can ever go again now that she's gone.
Was she sick at all? Was there any chronic coughs or anything?
She's been smoking since college, but she's been so healthy ever since I've known her. She's never been to the doctor, even for a checkup. Not once. Not in the 8 years that I've known her.
Suspicious. She sure eats a lot of chips and a lot of fine wine. And by that I mean boxed wine.
Let's go, Katie.
So she really hadn't been to the doctor in 8 years?
What? Does that matter, Katie? I haven't gone to the doctor since I was 17. How many tonsils removed?
Eric, are you serious? That was like 40 years ago. You're supposed to visit the doctor every year for a checkup. Have you ever been screened for hypertension then? The supposed age to start is 18. The USPSTF force of 2012 has a grade A recommendation that all adults over age 18 be screened for blood pressure every time they go in for a checkup. If you have a normal blood pressure, like 120 over 80 millimeters of mercury, then you can get checked every 2 years. But if you have a high one, like 140 over 90 millimeters of mercury, then you have to go every year. Every year, Eric. Eric! I got your blood pressure cup.
Katie, we don't have time for these shenanigans.
Calm down, Eric. It's a meter, you know, like a blood pressure cuff.
Are you going to strangle me with that?
I'm going to take your blood pressure. Wowzers trousers, you've never had it done. There's like no risk involved. You can do it at a drugstore. They have machines for it, like Redbox. It's cool.
It's not cool.
Just calm down and uncross your legs. Whoa! That's sky high! Oh my gosh. Eric, I highly recommend that you go see a doctor because your blood pressure is so high.
Whatever, Katie, get this thing off me.
You need to be checked and rechecked, like, on a period of several weeks because your reading is so high. You might have hypertension. If upon 2 visits, both times you have an elevated reading, you have hypertension.
Kitty, I don't even know what hypertension is, but you're hyper freaking out. We need to get working on this case. We need to go interview Carson's boyfriend. Let's go.
Eric, the evidence is here.
What evidence? Why she died?
No, for hypertension. Ever since 2003, the USPSTF reviewed the evidence for screening for hypertension in adults and found that the benefits definitely outweigh the harms of screening. The treatment of high blood pressure after it's been detected substantially decreases the incidence of cardiovascular disease due to high blood pressure. Every time they review the evidence, the recommendation stays the same.
Okay, enough about your evidence. We gotta focus. We're gonna talk to Carson's boyfriend, Brian.
Okay. Did you and Carson run a lot together?
Actually, I remember once. She almost killed me. She hated exercise and refused to do it. Even if I promised her a burger afterward, I usually just ran by myself.
She never exercised?
Never.
Tell me, Brian, did Carson ever get her blood pressure checked?
Definitely not. I tried to tell her that 89.6% of women aged 20 to 44 have received screenings within the past 2 years, but she didn't care. She was going to get something she didn't think she needed. She told me those statistics were probably inflated. I tried telling her how lucky she was to have a student health clinic so close to her. And with all her knowledge about healthcare, minorities and people without healthcare knowledge or access, they bear the disproportionate burden of death and disability from high blood pressure's silent and lethal consequences. They don't know, but I bet if they knew, they would have done something as simple as get their blood pressure checked. But that Carson, she was stubborn.
Did Carson's parents have health problems?
The only thing they had was high blood pressure, but it was really well controlled because they were taking medications.
Was Carson taking birth control?
Yes, she was.
I knew it!
Katie, outside! Excuse us, Brian.
What
Free
did
time
I-
and decide about your loss.
What did I do?
We're done here. Get out. You're out of line. How could you ask so many relevant questions?
Eric, I think I know what killed Carson, but I need to make sure. Let's go.
Oh, Katie, I wasn't expecting to see you for another 6 weeks.
Hi, Meghann. This is Eric. Eric, this is Meghann Lilley, my nurse practitioner and clinical nurse leader. CNL.
Well, I was just on my way out to work. I was going to go to Jamba Juice before.
No time for that. Drink my kale smoothie instead.
I prefer strawberries wild, but okay.
Meghann, what do you know about the risk factors for hypertension?
Well, according to the USPSTF, they are smoking, diabetes, abnormal blood lipid values, sex, age, family history.
So family history?
Yes.
Birth control?
Oh, yes, of course.
Alcohol abuse?
Oh, big time.
Wow.
But why wouldn't she go in?
Well, adherence rates are not always 100%. As of 1999, the self-reported adherence rate of adults over 18 in the U.S. was something like 95%. Rates of adherence are usually lower in people ages 18 to 44. In 1999, it was 93% compared to the rates of adherence for folks over the age of 65, 97%.
But why?
Okay. Well, some studies have suggested that screening for hypertension and labeling a patient as somebody who has high blood pressure can actually have adverse psychological effects and transient increases in absenteeism.
But what does that mean?
Well, Katie, that means that instead of becoming more diligent about her high blood pressure, or their high blood pressure, they became completely negligent, not making the lifestyle modifications that they need to, not adhering to medications prescribed by their doctors, and so on. It's like the opposite effect. Other people might go into a CVS or Walgreens and see that their blood pressure is high, or they might not even know that it's outside of the normal range. As far as actual harms of blood pressure screening, in my 23 years of practice, there are no harms in screening.
Eric, I think Carson was killed by an acute cardiovascular incident. She was a highly stressed student with a high consumption of alcohol. She smoked every day for the past 8 years, and she ate greasy food, and she never exercised. She had a family history of hypertension. With thyroid problems, she was taking birth control. Whatever happened, it was related to her blood pressure, I'm sure.
Okay. I'll check with a pathologist. Let's go.
No! But what about the other woman like Carson? Statistics show that only 89% of women are screened for hypertension. What can we do to prevent this from happening again? The loss of life from not being screened for hypertension.
Wait. Carson's a girl?
Yeah.
Well, one thing we typically do as clinical nurse leaders is use a model to explain the risk factors and adherence to screening populations. Let me show you.
Katie, while you were talking to Meghann, I got a phone call from the coroner's office. Autopsy was confirmed. Carson died of a stroke. You were right. And I also got a text message. It says, "Your time is ticking. I'm scared." I've been getting these terrifying messages all of yesterday and today.
Eric, it's your body warning you. Okay, I'm sorry, it's been me this whole time. I've been trying to tell you you have to change your lifestyle or you'll end up like Carson. You have to reduce your dietary sodium intake, get potassium supplements. We've been partners for 10 years now and I've never seen you eat a banana. Ever. Not even a banana split. You have to exercise and lose 5 pounds. Stop with the 5 beers every day after work and stop working on Saturdays. And do yoga with me.
Okay, Katie, but I could do like 2 of those things.
And you have to see the doctor. At Meghann's office, the primary care physicians, at my suggestion, take everyone's BP during every office visit, no matter what the reason for the visit. I propose that blood pressure measurement be required at every visit, legally. I've also called up my friend Lil Jon and his peeps, the East Side Boys, and now they're recording a song called Get Low to promote the blood pressure screening and raise awareness about the dangers of undiagnosed high blood pressure. Our society makes it tough, but if we can somehow create a healthy BP environment where we can limit high cholesterol and fatty foods and offer more public self-screen devices, maybe we can get blood pressure to the screening rates at like 100%. A+ screenings.
Okay, Katie, okay. Let's go tell Brian and Allison what happened to Carson.
Yeah, you're right.